The Young and the Restless spoilers Monday, September 15th. Michael's truce, Amanda's discovery, Devon's encouragement. The Young and the Restless spoilers are in for Monday, September 15th, 2025. Fans can expect Michael Baldwin, Christian LeBlanc, to call a truce with Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford. Kane Ashby, Billy Flynn, shares his new plan with Amanda Sinclair, Miss Hale Morgan. Also, Devon Winters, Brighton James, encourages Lily Winters, Crystal Khalil, to make a fresh start. Keep reading and let's talk about what is coming up in the next episode of the CBS soap opera. Make sure to check out our weekly Y&R spoilers here. Devon Winters' encouragement. Let's start off with Devon, who will spend some time with Lily. Right now, Lily doesn't know what to do. The Kane bombshell was something unexpected, and people lost their lives. It might not have been directly Kane's fault, but if that party had never happened, then 3 people could still be alive right now. In any case, Lily still can't seem to get any straight answers from Kane. For the time being, Devon thinks that Lily should focus on getting a fresh start. So, how does Lily plan to do that when Kane is in Genoa City? Michael Baldwin's truce. Over with Michael, he has made a deal with Victor Newman, Eric Braeden. They both thought it was quite interesting that Phyllis is involved with Kane's plan. So, Michael has made a move to meet up with Red and talk to her. Michael hopes to get Phyllis in their corner. However, Victor has a lot of enemies. On the other hand, Michael is very good with words and can usually get people to hear his take on things. Michael and Phyllis do agree to call a truce. However, will they take that one step further and strike a deal? Amanda Sinclair's discovery. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Monday, September 15th reveal that Kane will tell Amanda about his new agenda. However, I wonder if Amanda will still be on board or not. The lawyer already warned Kane about going up against someone like Victor. The tycoon is determined to get everything he wants, both professionally and personally. Monday, September 15th, 2025. Fans might also see Claire Grace Newman, Haley Aaron, and Holden Novak, Nathan Owens, continue to get closer. Claire doesn't like that Kyle Abbott, Michael Mealer, is making jealous accusations. Claire will have friends, and Holden is one of them. Of course, Holden did some smooth talking the minute Claire appeared. So, maybe Kyle is right about Holden's motives. Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most on Monday, September 15th, 2025? The early Genoa City morning was gray, the kind of sky that made everything feel suspended in tension. For Michael Baldwin, that tension wasn't just in the air, it was in his bones. The town's legal lion had spent the past several weeks embroiled in a bitter feud with Victor Newman over the handling of a high-stakes case that pitted Newman Enterprises against Chance Chancellor's investigation. Now, Michael found himself standing outside society, staring through the glass door, gathering the nerve to do something he wasn't used to: make peace. Inside, Victor Newman sat with his signature air of authority, sipping black coffee like a man with nowhere to be and all the time in the world. Michael took a breath, squared his shoulders, and walked in. "Victor," Michael said, his voice calm but clipped. Victor's eyes rose, sharp but not unkind. "Michael, sit." The simple command wasn't a suggestion. Michael obeyed, lowering himself into the chair across from Victor, steeling himself. "I came here to put an end to this," Michael began. "The back and forth between us, the mistrust, it's not helping Genoa City, and it's certainly not helping the people we both care about." Victor's lips twitched into the faintest smirk. "So you're here to wave the white flag?" Michael shook his head. "No. I'm here to offer a truce. You run Newman Enterprises your way, but when it comes to legal maneuvering that impacts this entire town, you bring me in early. No surprises. No last-minute calls asking me to bury evidence or strong-arm someone who doesn't deserve it." For a long moment, Victor just stared at him, the weight of his gaze almost unbearable. Finally, he let out a low chuckle. "You've grown, Michael. I like a man who stands his ground." "Truce," Victor said, extending his hand. Michael took it. The handshake was firm, respectful. It wasn't a full alliance, but it was enough. Meanwhile, across town, Amanda Sinclair was having a morning of her own. The polished attorney had returned to Genoa City on what was supposed to be a short visit, but now she found herself digging through old files left behind at Chancellor Winters. She'd only intended to glance at a few contracts, but something caught her eye: a sealed envelope with her name written in Devon's handwriting. Curiosity overtook her. Amanda hesitated, then opened it. Inside was a heartfelt letter Devon had written months ago but never sent. It was full of his reflections on the mistakes he'd made with her, how much he regretted letting her go, and how deeply he valued the time they'd shared. Amanda's heart clenched. The words weren't romantic in the traditional sense, but they were vulnerable. Honest in a way that Devon often struggled to be. So much time convincing herself she was over Devon, that she had built a new life for herself, far away from Genoa City drama. But this letter shook her. Had she been wrong? Was there still something unresolved between them? She knew she couldn't just leave without saying anything. Devon Hamilton, meanwhile, was in his office at Chancellor Winters, looking over numbers that didn't quite add up. The company had been doing well, but there were signs of instability, divisions that needed mending. When Amanda walked in, he looked up, startled. "Amanda," he said, standing quickly. "I didn't know you were coming by." "I wasn't planning to," Amanda said softly, holding the letter in her hand. "But I found this." Devon froze. "You read it?" "Yes." "And Devon, you should have given it to me." Devon sighed, running a hand over the back of his neck. "I know. I wrote that after everything went down with Nate, after I realized how much I pushed you away. But by the time I finished it, I figured you'd already moved on. I didn't want to reopen old wounds." Amanda's expression softened. "Devon, sometimes reopening a wound is the only way it can heal properly. You can't just bury something that deep and expect it to disappear." He nodded slowly, taking in her words. "You're right. I owe you more than silence. I owe you honesty, about how I handled things, about how much I still respect you." Amanda blinked back unexpected tears. "Respect is good, Devon. But I think what you're really trying to say is that you forgive yourself. And maybe I needed to hear that." The room was quiet for a long moment before Devon stepped closer. "You've always been one of the people who made me better, Amanda. I'm glad you came back, even if just for a little while." Amanda smiled faintly. "I'm glad too. And for what it's worth. I'm proud of you. You've grown since I left." Later that evening, Devon sat with Abby Newman at the penthouse, telling her about what had happened. "She's not staying," Devon said, a small smile on his lips. "But I think we got the closure we needed. Maybe that's enough." Abby reached for his hand. "You've carried a lot of guilt about Amanda. If today helped you let some of that go, then it's a good thing." Devon nodded. "It did. And now I think I can focus on what's next. For me, for Chancellor Winters, for all of us." At Society, Michael and Lauren were toasting to his truce with Victor. "It's not every day you walk away from a meeting with Victor Newman and feel lighter," Lauren teased. Michael laughed. "True. But this was the right call. This isn't about winning or losing anymore. It's about keeping the peace so Genoa City doesn't implode." Lauren leaned closer, pride in her eyes. "That's why I love you, Michael Baldwin. You always know when to fight, and when to call a truce." As the night settled over Genoa City, there was a rare sense of quiet resolution. For Michael, Amanda, and Devon, this day had been about finding peace, with others, with the past, and with themselves. But in true Genoa City fashion, peace never lasts long. Somewhere in the shadows, a phone buzzed with a message that would soon shatter the fragile calm and pull everyone back into the storm.